It's nice to meet you, David.
It's nice to meet you, Britley.
I'm a very big fan of your shirt.
Oh, I know. I thought, doing a fencing panel, let's get to the core of this. What's fencing? Oh, it's chess. Oh, with puncture wounds or not wounds.
So long as you have your armor and everything on, then it should be, fewer internal wounds.
Yeah, I mean, it's so. When I started fencing, which was when I was in first grade, but I kind of got into it around the time I was 9. Back then, all the fencing uniforms were made out of cotton, and sometimes blades would break, and you'd go through and you'd see blood. And what happened was the invention of Kevlar, which is used for bulletproof vests, became the primary material used in fencing jackets. So they don't get punctured anymore.
I didn't know that.
I know, fun fact.
Makes sense with the tighter weave and everything too. How to protect all of our fencers.
Yeah.
So since first grade, you've been fencing for a very long time.
Well, I stopped for about 40 years after I was training for the Olympics in the 80s. And then the way that I became a film producer, my name is David Baxter, by the way, and the movie's called FenceWithAMovie.com. It was the strangest thing. I went to a sports bar. I went to the University of Michigan to meet some friends, and I came from the fencing club with my fencing gear. And there was a woman there, and she said, "Are you a fencer?" And I did everything I could not to be sarcastic, because there was literally a fencer on my... I said, "Yes." She said, "Oh, my company's making a movie about fencing." I said, "Modern fencing?" Because there had never been one. I said, "Yes, F. Murray Abraham and Eric Roberts are going to star in a movie called By the Sword." I said, "Do you guys know anything about fencing?" "No." I said, "Look, let me talk to the producer. I do pro bono marketing for the United States Fencing Association." 15 minutes later, after meeting this guy, I was hired. And that's how I got into the film business. So this is a huge circle coming back for me now.
It's a true full circle moment.
Yeah. Yeah, and to work with, I went to high school with Rob Edwards, the writer and director. So to work with your friends who know of your own passion for the sport is just couldn't be better. And to have Bruce Dickinson, by the way. So I met Bruce in 1988, 89 in New York. I had no idea that he was a rock and roll star. He was just Bruce with the long hair. And he was really little, but super fast. And we mixed it up. And then we didn't see each other for 40 years. I ran into him at a fencing club in LA, and we struck up a friendship again. And then I said, "Hey, how would you feel about playing like the evil British prep school coach? Let's do it." And here we are.
That's awesome. You kind of got to know him on the opposite direction.
Oh yeah, I didn't think of him. We're friends because of fencing, because of competing.
Yeah.
It's a totally different way for him to relate, as opposed to his fans. I'm just like, I can't even imagine what it is like to be a rock star of his magnitude. It's mind-boggling. But awesome fencer, and he still is a great fencer, and was just, he's been on the British World Vet Team. The guy doesn't stop.
Yeah, he said that he placed 13th. This last one
in all of England. Yeah.
It's incredible.
Yeah, it is.
And hopefully that has kind of afforded him the opportunity to do things like this, to be able to work on...
Well, he chooses what he wants to do.
Yeah.
And, you want to work with your friends, especially, in sort of the second, later half of one's career. You want to work with people who make you laugh and who you can have a good time.
People that you like.
Yeah. So that's the goal. I guarantee FenceWithAMovie.com will be fun. Rob is one of the great screenwriters of our day. He wrote Princess and the Frog, Treasure Planet, the last Captain America movie. He understands how to do a story for a wide audience, and that's what we want. We want a film that anybody can go see. That's still not too cool, cool enough so your 17-year-old will still want to see it.
Right.
And I'm in heaven.
So I know that you wrote Treasure Planet, which I am a huge fan of personally. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
But I know that we're here to talk about Fencer and what new ideas are you bringing into this movie? What do you kind of have like brewing in the back, ready to go?
Oh, it's funny that you mentioned Treasure Planet, because so much of this movie is that, those are stories that I love to tell.
Yeah.
Mentor mentee, the unexpected father, unexpected son, kind of thing, and that's what this is. We're doing kind of, I guess, it's Karate Kid but with fencing.
Yeah.
And so a lot of it is about not just the sport of fencing, but I think good sports movies are always about less about the sport and more about like what's going on with the people involved. This is something like F1. Yeah, it's fun that you're watching cars go fast, but really that's not what's happening. What's happening is what's going on between these two people. So that's what'll be there. It'll be a lot of Rob Edwards flair. I like. Can I convince grandma to come to this movie? Will the grandkids enjoy this movie? I know who the core audience will be, but yeah, you want to make it as expansive as possible.
Is this new for you, the fencing side of it, or is it knowing that your previous friendship with?
Yes, with David and the gang. I mean, the high school I went to, there was a fantastic fencing team. And so I would hang out with those guys. I was playing other sports, but I hung out with those guys. I really liked it. I just thought, man, I will make a fool of myself if I get into it this late and try to be a decent fencer, and they're all going to come after me. So I couldn't do it. But I've had this love affair with fencing for a good long time. And David and I have been talking about, we're working on another project, Defiant, together right now. And we've been talking about, hey, wouldn't it be great to do a fencing movie? And I would say, I could do it this way. I could do it this way. It would be fun like this. And then finally it was like, okay, great. This is the way we should do it. Let's go sell it.
That's
so, yeah,
awesome.
yeah. And fortunately for us, guys like Phil Andrews came in, from USA Fencing, and there was this huge fencing community that amazes me of like all these investment bankers, and former Olympians were like, oh, you're making a fencing movie. We want to help you. So that's been great.
Do you think that there's more of a push kind of for fencing, at least in the United States, because of the games that are coming up in LA?
Mm-hmm. Yes, I think so. I think that we're planning to come out with this movie either by or slightly after the Olympics, and just for that. Because there is this wonderful fever as people watch the Olympics, and I wound up liking curling, during the Winter Olympics. I never even wow, that's amazing. That looks really fun. I think I'll pick up a rock and go slide down that ice. But yeah, you pick up these sports that, look what happened with the World Cup recently. Like people who didn't even think about soccer are now like all over it. And I think that the same is possible with fencing. It's an undiscovered gem that I think people are really going to enjoy.
We're definitely seeing a lot more of it in the U.S. with like different clubs and stuff coming up. It's been brought up like at my kids' school.
Yeah.
And I hadn't even considered it before.
Yeah.
And I think we're seeing a bit more momentum building towards it. And that kind of puts you guys at a very unique place to kind of just kick it off.
It's having its moment. And we're there for it. Hopefully we will help them and they will help us. Yeah. That's what it's all about. You want to make the right movie at the right time.
So how is all of your experience with USA Fencing and everything, how is that translating into film? Are you finding it to be a good experience, or is it like frustrating?
It's been eye-opening. It's been amazing. We've got so many folks here from the entertainment industry, also fencers. Everybody we talk to, they see it immediately. They love fencing. They all like the one that resonates probably the most people is lightsaber and saber.
Yeah.
And it's really interesting right now for us because saber and lightsaber are coming back together in a way where the technology is coming into sport. So you're seeing the way that we're tracking the blade now in fencing looks really close to lightsaber. And of course, lightsaber was born from fencing and a little bit of kendo. But Bob Anderson, the saberist for Great Britain, was the guy who was behind lightsaber originally. So it's just been this amazing journey of bringing together film and fencing with Princess Bride, Pirates of the Caribbean, and Parent Trap, and all these films which you can think through with swordplay in them, or with actual fencing in them. And as soon as we've opened the door, people have run through that door to say, how can I help? We're at Comic-Con as a sport. No one expects a sport to be at Comic-Con.
That's true. But we've seen so much more of a resurgence in interest in fencing here in the States.
Yes.
And it seems like there's more of a push for it lately to have real fencing and to nobody wants to see you just kind of mess around with it. We want to see it and have it be as real as possible.
It's both. I think, there's nothing wrong with cinematographic sword play. They're two flavors of the same packet of chips. And I think it's the way you have to look at it. In the same way that a hockey film is not always entirely accurate to the game of hockey. So but you're right. There's been a massive resurgence in fencing. Fencing's had around 40,000 new fencers in the last 4 years. We've had 200 new clubs across the country. It's growing through things like K-pop Demon Hunters now, in 2021, and Wednesday on Netflix, and One Piece, and the modern day versions of Princess Bride. So it's been great to see this interest. Of course, we're trying to push that a little bit ourselves, but it's been amazing to see so many people show up at the front door of fencing clubs going, I want to do this. It's great.
Do you think that there's more of a push of it kind of coming into the LA games?
We're certainly
No, it's fine.
We're certainly trying to make that happen. And I think we have this 2-year window. What better place to feature cinematography and a sport?
Yeah.
And we are the sport that can do that best than Los Angeles. It's the one place that can happen. We have a 2-year window into that. But not forgetting what's really important, though, for us as USA Fencing is to continue that relationship as we go towards the Brisbane 32 Olympic and Paralympic Games.
Do you have any advice for anybody who's looking to get into fencing, especially if they have younger children or just kind of getting into the sport for the first time?
Go and try it. It's not scary. It looks scary because you've got all of this stuff that you're wearing, but that actually makes it so you're really well protected. So you can go, it's like playing piano. You can go there 10 minutes later, you can be stabbing a friend. And that is something that resonates with a lot of people. And it's just go and try it. Go shop to the front of a fencing club as a family. Mom, dad, kiddo, enjoy it together. From 8 till 80, you can do it.
So, how long have you been fencing for?
I grew up, I probably started in the 6th grade and then went through college. And then I haven't done it since then, but it leaves a mark on your body. I'll tell you that.
Physically, literally?
Not like wounds, but there's this physical, it's just such a specific physicality.
Yeah.
That I'll find in moments of problem solving, I'll find my right hand behaving like this, I'm holding a blade or something, just because I was used to dealing with big problems with my right hand.
And so it just kind of
very
left its
weird.
mark
Yeah,
for
there's
everything.
I remember I was playing beer pong in college. I would do it in a fencing stance, and everyone's like, "What are you doing?" And it's it was just ingrained in me to
better balance. You get a better
balance.
shot.
Absolutely, yeah.
Did it ever actually work out in your favor that way?
Yeah, I was really good at beer pong. I was excellent.
Who knew that Venn diagram was going to
That's what it's for.
way.
That's how we started fencing. It was all beer pong.
Preferably not in the 6th grade. We'll wait until college at
We
least.
did wait a little bit. Yes, we did wait a little bit. Thank
That's
you.
advisable.
Yes, good. Thank you for throwing that out there.
I just have to make sure that we're completely covered.
We're covered.
So is fencing a new sport for you? I know that you're a martial artist.
Right. That's a great question, actually. And no one's asked it yet. So it's not, I'll start with this. It's not new because, as a lot of people don't know, Bruce Lee took the footwork from fencing and put it into his martial arts that he created called Jeet Kune Do. So having been a student of Jeet Kune Do and one of the forms that I ventured into throughout my martial arts career, I knew that. You know, I just didn't have a sword or the gear or a mask to really get involved in that way. But, you know, that's one thing, that's what our movie's about. We want to educate people in the fandom that they may not know what fencing is, but they've seen it before. They just didn't know that was fencing, you know? So long answer to your question, I knew an element of it, but they recently, you know, Phil Andrews recently put me in a whole gear and mask, and I was able to fence, if that's what you want to call it. I didn't know what I was doing, but I was able to fence our bronze medalist from the USA team, Nick Itkin. And that was an experience. You know, I played football in college, so I'm used to kind of a helmet, but with the cage, I mean, it's like looking through you like this, and then that point of the actual sword is so small that I can't see it. because it disappears with the clothes because it's
You can't see it
metal.
through the screen.
Yeah, and then it's like you think because everyone's wearing white, you're gonna be able to see it. You can't see it. I was just getting stabbed the whole day. You know what I mean? And he loved it. I was hating it, but whatever.
It was a learning experience for everybody.
Oh, it was definitely a learning experience. It was definitely one. But it was fun. It was educating. You know, I'm a student, so I always love learning new things.
So is it easier for you to kind of get into this role knowing that you did have the
Oh
footwork
my
and everything
God.
down with it? Was it easier to kind of step that was a bad pun, step into this role?
Yes and no. The mechanics are actually different. You actually lead with your arm and then your feet follow, if that makes sense. Where I'm trained actually to lead with your feet first and your upper body follows. And that
It's like
works.
Teaching a snowboarder to surf?
Kind of.
versa?
I think that's well, I do both. I surf and I board. So like that's actually not as difficult, I don't think. The fencing thing, because whether you're like, I was a quarterback, so whether you're throwing or you're pitching or you're passing like a basketball, you step first and then your body follows because that's where your power is generated. Where in fencing, it's not about power. It's about getting there fast and touching the other person before they can touch you, literally. So to lead upper body first, then feet, it's like this reversal that, I mean, I went with this 9-year-old, you know, my wife's daughter's friend who's a fencer, and she's 9 or 10, and she was murdering me. You know, just literally because her coordination, she's learned at such a young age.
Yeah.
It's upper body goes first and then feet follow. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm taught with every traditional sport, like I said, football, basketball, baseball, everything, feet first, then upper body.
Yeah.
And so it was a little awkward, but it was well worth the torture, I guess.
So now you just have to get to the level of being able to take out the 9-year-old.
Yes.
And then,
Yes. And she definitely has an advantage from a low angle because she was definitely like getting in and like everyone was just poking the hell out of me and stabbing me that day. But I took it with positivity and I smiled, and I don't think I want to do it again. But if David and all the producers and Rob, our director, need me to do it, I'll do it for sure. But
Well, it sounds like it's a lot of fun.
Oh,
At
no,
the very
it's-
least, it's a good time.
I'm an athlete at heart, so any form of competition is always like, you know, it always elevates my blood pressure and my mentals, I mean emotions, so I'm always open for it.
So a lot of your American, fans may not know that you're as big in fencing as you are. You recently ranked 13th, was that right?
Oh no,
France?
no. Yes, I am big into fencing. Have been since I was 14. But I want to just set the record straight. I was the highest I ever got in the UK was number 7, but it was a long time ago. So recently they made a big deal that I turned up to a competition in Europe and ended up 13th, right? Which, frankly, is not very good. You want to be better than 13th. But I did get knocked out by a triple Olympic gold medalist. But
That seems
still,
fair.
no, it's not fair at all. No, it's not. No. I was robbed. No. So anyway, but yeah, I'm still competitive. I still compete. I love the sport. And if this movie gets going, then hopefully it will introduce it to a much wider and more varied bunch of people.
We've seen a lot more of it coming into the U.S. and I've seen clubs and things popping up for it. And it seems like there's a much bigger demand than there was in previous years.
Well, the US, I mean, this is what the Europeans have always secretly been dreading. The US finally wakes up to the fact that it can have reams and reams of gold medals. And in actual fact, that's what's happening. I mean, and they've applied themselves. And when the US wakes up, it has a huge catchment area. So the talent available is immense.
We have so many different people that we can pick from and hopefuls. And
Yeah.
we do have that going for us.
Yeah.
I do have one fan question for you. It's not related to fencing, but is instead into your area of expertise for piloting.
Yep.
That if you had the opportunity to fly any aircraft that you could, is there one that you would, I guess, a dream aircraft that you could be able to pilot?
Yeah, Lockheed Blackbird SR-71.
Thank you very much for
Yeah.
your time. Lovely to talk to you.